Morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Orchis Yosher, and we're starting a new chapter for the letter Resh. And the words that he has for the letter Resh is Ruach HAKODESH, which means divine inspiration. And this is a very lofty topic over here, but I believe that it will give us a greater appreciation into the Gedolei Yisrael, to the great leaders of this generation, and certainly the leaders of the previous generations, to understand the high spiritual heights that our tzaddikim, that our righteous people can reach. The Gemara says, "B'saita tanu rabbanim mishemesu Chagai Zechariah Malachi." From the time that Chagai Zechariah Malachi, the last of the prophets, died, Nistalka Ruach HaKodesh Yisrael, divine inspiration departed from amongst Klal Yisrael. V'tzarech Ian says of Chaim Kanievsky, this requires some examination over here. We find in many places that the Tanoim of the Gemara, who lived after Chagai Zechariah Malachi, they actually had Ruach HaKodesh, they had divine inspiration. When you look in one Gemara, Lamadu Shekiven Rabban Gamliel Baruch HaKodesh, the great Rabban Gamliel, he was able to understand things through Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. Ben Adarim, it says, Tzafar Rabbi Akiva, Ruach HaKodesh. Rabbi Akiva himself looked into matters with Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. In Yerushalmi, it writes in the Jerusalem Talmud, Tzafar Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, Ruach HaKodesh, Yunasanu Sham. Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai ended up at a certain place, and he saw with Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration, why he came to that particular place. And further in the Yerushalmi, it writes, Tzafar Rabbi Meir, Ruach HaKodesh, the great Rabbi Meir, he looked at the world, he looked at the life and the situation with Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration. And in Sanhedrin, in another Gemara, it says, Shmuel HaKatan Omar, B'shas Pitiraso Kimin Nevuah. Shmuel HaKatan, one of the great sages of the time, he, at the time of his passing, he said over certain things that were like a part of some kind of prophecy, divine inspiration. Vayim b'taisvas menacha is shlosh d'varim higi Rabbeinu Klonimus b'shas Pitiraso there was a great rabbi whose name was Klonimus, and there were three things that he edited in the Gemara at the time of his passing, and it was through prophecy. It was as if through prophecy that he was able to edit those things. So what do you see? You see that there is Ruach HaKodesh even after the death of those three last prophets. Rav Chaim Vital, B'Sefer Shai Kedusha, Rav Chaim Vital, who was one of the main disciples of the Arizal. So we're talking about one of the greatest Kabbalists of all time. Kosef, he writes, we've heard ourselves, we saw with our own eyes. We've seen certain individuals, lofty people, who've reached levels of Ruach HaKodesh, of divine influence, inspiration. They're able to tell us what's going to happen in the future. And they are on such high levels that they revealed things that even wise men of previous generations were not able to reveal to us. The Gambedoris Achroidois, even in later generations, says Rav Chaim Kanievsky, Yeduim Kama Devarim, so many things we know. Kegoin Me'agra, the Vilna Goin, Umerabeno Chavetz Chaim, the Chavetz Chaim also. They revealed things to us. They knew things with Ruach HaKodesh. There are many things that previous generations, the Gedolei Yisrael, the leaders of those generations, the giants, the tzaddikim, they were able to reveal things which they themselves didn't even know exactly what they were referring to, and it all came true. We see many, many things like this from our rabbis and our leaders and the Talmidei Chachamim Tzaddikim, that they do in fact have something called Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration, even though the Gemara seems to say that it ended. And that's the question that we're going to leave off on right now. So what does it mean then that Ruach HaKodesh ended, and yet we see, and we're going to see even from the life of Chaim Kanievsky, if there's anybody in the generation that has Ruach HaKodesh, has some kind of divine inspiration, we'll see some fascinating stories of Chaim Kanievsky is that person. And therefore we'll have to see what it means that even though that it ended, but seemingly it's still continuing. And that, as Hashem, we shall explain tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.